What's good with y'all? Like, on my last video, I sit up here and said that the media was having voters fatigue when it came to voting for the MVP for LeBron James. Just kind of like when they did for Jordan when they voted Barkley and Karl Malone and other players at the time, when clearly they didn't have more of an impact and were not better players than Michael Jordan, nor did they have better stats than Michael Jordan. So, at the same time, I finally figured this out. This is not voters fatigue. This is not any of that. This is pure hatred by the media. And the reason how I know is, like for instance, I saw Jalen Rose on TV saying, well, we all saw right before the All-Star break, right before the COVID break and everything that happened, Giannis was the clear MVP then. Nothing changed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me ask y'all something. When LeBron smacked Giannis right before the COVID break and beat Milwaukee down, and then the very same weekend, I was out in Vegas, I remember it vividly. The very next on that Sunday, then turned around and did the same to the Clippers. So it wasn't just that he wasn't second place to Giannis. A lot of people in the media at that time were saying that LeBron James was about to surpass Giannis in MVP votes. And if the season would have finished, then maybe that would have happened. But see, when I hear people like Jalen Rose saying that LeBron James, that Giannis was the clear-cut winner at the time, and then I think about how much of a fanboy he is to Michael Jordan. See, Jalen Rose, you's a fanboy. See, all y'all I grew up watching Michael Jordan, but guess what? I'm not a fanboy. See, that's what Jalen Rose is, and a lot of the other people who got votes. Jalen Rose, you's a fanboy. You a fanboy because you sit up here and not vote for LeBron James because you do not want this man to have another MVP and tie Jordan. Because then he would have 5 MVPs like your boy Jordan. And y'all don't want him to go down in history to be on the same level as Jordan. But that's all good. Like I said before, he's going to pass him in points. He's already done that. He's going to be number 1 in points, top 5 in assists, and nobody ever can even touch what he has done. And he's going to win his 4th championship this year. He might get another couple with AD the way his body looking, the way he's playing right now. I don't see him slowing down. So when he has 6 rings and when he's 6-6, is that going to be better than 6-0 to y'all other Jordan fanboys? Is it going to be better than 6-0 then to you Jordan fanboys? That's what I need to know. Will it be? See, because Jalen Rose, you want to sit up here and vote for... I'm going to give you a prime example. Come on, they gave Steve Nash an MVP over LeBron James and Kobe Bryant when he didn't even deserve it. Okay, let me ask you this. The year that Steve Nash got the MVP, LeBron James averaged 31 points a game to Steve Nash 18 points a game. 31 to 18. Oh, but Steve Nash had 10 assists a game. Steve Nash averaged 10 assists a game. He's a perfect point guard. 10 assists a game. He's so great. He needs to get the MVP because he averaged 10 assists a game. Well, that same season, LeBron averaged 7 assists a game while getting 31 points and about 8 rebounds. So what you think is more impactful? And what did the Phoenix Suns ever win with Steve Nash? You understand what I'm telling you? That makes absolutely no sense at all. And then not to give it to LeBron James, but give it to Steve Nash within the same year. Oh, but Steve Nash, he had 10 assists. He had 10 assists a game. Oh, who averaging 10 assists a game now? LeBron James. He averaging 10 assists a game. LeBron averaging 10 assists a game. And led the NBA in assists this year when he switched to point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? So Steve Nash was so good that y'all gave him the MVP for averaging 10 assists a game. Well, LeBron just pulled the virtuoso and averaged 10 assists a game now. Except he did it while also averaging 25 points and 7 rebounds a game with it at the age of 35 in year 17. Stop the disrespect, Jalen Rose. Don't want to give him the vote. And I'll tell you something else. The same year they didn't give LeBron when he won Finals MVP, when he won the Finals MVP, and when he won the League MVP, they didn't want to give him Defensive Player of the Year. But yet, all the coaches voted for him as the Defensive Player of the Year. But now these media people didn't want to give it to him. They gave it to Marc Gasol. They gave Marc Gasol the Defensive Player of the Year. But guess what? Marc Gasol wasn't even NBA All-First Team. So if you didn't make first team all defense, Marc Gasol. Now I love me some Memphis Grizzlies, so don't y'all ever get it twisted up now. I love that Beale Street blue. Don't ever get that twisted up. I love that Beale Street blue. But Marc Gasol, you were second team all defense. Bro, Tony Allen was a better defender than you. Don't get me wrong, Marc Gasol contributed a lot to the success of the Grizzlies with Zebo and Mike Conley and everybody else. But at the end of the day, they robbed LeBron James of that because him and Hakeem Olajuwon would have been the only players ever in the same year to win MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year. But no, they robbed him again because they hate him for whatever reason. They do not want him to be on the level of Michael Jordan. And that's all that it is. And go back and do the research. And then the year they gave it to Derrick Rose is ridiculous. How you sit up here and give Derrick Rose, he averaged a half an assist more than LeBron James did that year. Not nearly matching him in points. But you gave it to Derrick Rose. Where are all these players at now? Family, y'all got to get y'allself together, man. Recognize that the hate is real. You know, as I said before, do your research and then get back at me. And then you understand why the hatred of LeBron James is what it is today. But at the end of the day, this is Be New. I'm saying right on to the real. And as always, death to y'all fakers. I'm out.